Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Murder Fieldhouse and Gregory Arena on the campus of North Central College. Tonight's CCIW men's basketball game is between the Millikin University Big Blue and your North Central College Cardinals. This time, everyone, please rise, face the flag above the west end of the court, and join the North Central Athletic Band under the direction of Dr. Sean Kelly as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, visiting Big Blue from Millikin University. Starting on the guard line is 6-foot sophomore number 1, Tyler Pagan. A 6-foot junior guard number 21, Chase Smith. The other guard is 6-foot sophomore number 24, Jack Simpson. A 1 forward is 6'7" freshman number 42, Corbin Farmer. The other forward is 6'6" freshman number 52, Jordan Cunningham. The Big Blue are coached by Matt Nagelhofer, assistant by Kramer Silverberg, Dorian Hobbs Jr., Blake Woodward, and Nathan Marshall.
Injuries have taken a bite out of the Cardinals this season, but tonight they get one of their big pieces back. Another one still waits in the wing, but the Cardinals, well, they have hope. 3-5 in conference. It can only go uphill from here for them. 9-8 overall in the season, and they host Millikin tonight. The Big Blue 3-14, just a single win in conference play as we've hit the midway point in the conference schedule. Hello and welcome to this NCTV 17 broadcast of Cardinal basketball. Kevin Jackman, Eric Gruber here inside Gregory Arena. Thanks for joining us tonight as we're just about set for the opening tip. Alex Sorensen, and the tip won by Millikin, and that's Corbin Farmer who controls the opening toss.
Talk about injuries, Kevin. The first matchup between these two, it's where Connor Raridan went down with the broken hand. And he's going to be hopefully back within the next week or so, but like you said, Jagger Anderson returns tonight, so that's a big lift for this North Central team.
First possession for the Big Blue, and it's a long one. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock as they're still trying to find some open space. A runner off the glass is no good, and Alex Sorensen with the game's opening rebound. Anderson in transition gets bumped, hit, still a little slow to get up as Millikin gets out in front in transition. Stripped underneath, and Sorensen with a steal, a clean swipe of Jordan Cunningham. Good to see Jagger running.
I was about to say, Jagger Anderson, right, first time he touched the ball, goes full speed ahead, so good to see that he's got his legs under him and he's looking healthy.
Erwin Henry with the basketball on the far side wing gets the screen from Sorensen, who slips to the basket. Chang will pull for three. Strong, back of the iron. Anderson, the rebound, kicks it out, swung to the corner. That's Matt Capoletti inserted into the starting lineup after not even beginning the season in the rotation of players. Sorensen underneath, nifty move.
Henry coming off the bench the last couple games and then returns to the starting lineup. Coach Reardon's been shaking up the starting lineup, and Koth and Phipps, who started at Elmhurst, now coming off the bench.
On the elbow is Jack Simpson. Millikin graduating most of its offensive firepower last year, including TJ Sims, who averaged close to 16 a game. Trying to find the offensive pieces to compete against some of these schools in the big CCIW conference. Capoletti with the miss. Anderson gets the free ball from Sorensen, but a whistle will play this ball dead.
I think it was the shot clock reset, and it did not hit the rim. I looked up there and it said 28, so I think that had to be it.
They've reset it back to 19. Cardinals are the only basket of the night, and it came about a minute ago on Alex Sorensen's reverse layup underneath the basket.
I think you gotta like what you've seen out of Capoletti so far. Like you said, didn't start in the rotation early in the year, and he's just done a great job coming in as a freshman and contributing in a lot of ways.
Also a very versatile body in the sense that he can play probably the 2, 3, and 4. 2, I guess he'd be a liability on the defensive end, but just the ability to get there and play that position is, of course, a plus for Todd Reardon's group.
He's a lot bigger than he looks. When you get close to him, he's a lot taller than he really looks out there, I think.
2.5 gone by, 7:20 to go. Shot is short, and it rolls off the rim for Tyler Pygon, a sophomore from Orland Park. Anderson trying to find Sorensen in the post, and entry denied. Instead, Henry to the opposite side. Access granted from behind the arc.
Quick timeout taken by Millikin. Good start for North Central here, especially in the defensive end. No points allowed in the first 3 minutes.
Put the clamps down on the defensive end. It started with a couple of tough contested shots, also a steal in the opening sequence. But how about on the offensive end, Erwin Henry knocking down shots early, and that's always a good sign. When he gets going, it seems like this Cardinal offense seems to have better flow.
And we've talked about it since Connor Reardon's been out, that he's been kind of been that primary ball handler, the one that taking the ball to the basket, and he's been doing a good job of it. And he's really taken on that challenge. But yes, once he sees the ball go through the hoop, especially from outside, it becomes even more dangerous.
Cardinals have hit the skid of late, losers of 5 out of their last 6. However, that one win, a big one, a double OT victory at Wheaton, 86-82 the final, where the Cardinals had to fend off a pesky Thunder team who went on a couple of extended runs. Another shot missed on the offensive end for Millikin. Capoletti the rebound, and the Cardinals quickly into the half-court set.
You got to believe defense was a focus for this North Central team tonight, coming in, letting up 50 points in the second half to Elmhurst. They couldn't have been happy about that.
Capoletti out of the corner. Rebound, Henry, who skies to grab it, and he's swiped clean underneath the basket, going up for the shot.
We've already seen 3 offensive rebounds by North Central so far, so a good job crashing the offensive glass.
Zach Fisher, the one to get the block or steal, whichever you deem that. He's a critical 6th man role player as he misses the shot from deep, but he's actually leading the team in scoring, having not started a single game this season.
You don't see that often.
Almost never, especially at this level of collegiate basketball. Aiden Chang rolls off the screen, tries to float one to the corner as Anderson was coming up instead of down, and actually it looks like Aiden Chang was talking to Erwin Henry about where he was anticipating his teammate.
And Sorensen, we've talked about him since Connor Reardon's been out. He's obviously having a lot more attention on him. Every time he catches the ball, he's seeing more and more double teams. And And he's really gotten better at it, looks like. He's just doing a good job of getting rid of it, not letting the double team get to him, and really handling it a lot better.
Millikin still without a point as we're 4.5 minutes in. Shot fake, Capoletti chests him up, and it's again no good. The shot out of the hand of Logan Bader, but great defense from Matt Capoletti, a freshman.
The ball pressure right now for North Central has been fantastic. I'd like to see him get going offensively and just kind of run away with this one early if possible, the way they're playing defense right now.
Erwin Henry, cross court, Aiden Chang changes directions, bounces into the lane, floater good.
Good body control there by Chang to keep that one and not get out of control and hang in the air and finish.
5 minutes have gone by, and those are a scoreless 5 minutes for the Big Blue. Deep pass underneath, Bader dumps off. Shot missed again.
That was a good look for him that time. The lid just won't come off the basket right now for Millikin.
Sorensen with the trailing three, rims around and out. That would have been a big three to put the Cardinals up by double figures without Millikin having even registered a single point.
Millikin just needs a layup. They need something to go through the basket right now.
They've gotten layups.
It becomes contagious right now as everything, the basket looks smaller.
Simpson will pull. Front of the rim, no good, but an offensive rebound. First of tonight's game. Bounce pass inside, Simpson finding Bader, and Bader misses the jumper from 15 away. Deep pass, Sorensen corrals it with one hand, spins and puts it up.
Tell right now the frustration of Millikin. Millikin's not playing that bad a defense. They just can't get anything to fall offensively.
Well, this is exactly what we were talking about to begin the game. Having graduated most of its scoring power last year, the Cardinals are returning the Big Blue, returning next to nothing in that way. That's difficult for a team to overcome because you have that power struggle of who's going to score the basketball. You would like a balanced attack, but typically when it comes down to it, you have one or two players that you look for.
And Elmer's kind of in the same boat too. I think they graduated 9 seniors or something like that from last year, and they were up to number 2 in the country at one point last year. So something tough to overcome.
There it is, Zach Fisher with the first bucket of the night for Millikin. The freshman from Monticello, Illinois, who's averaging 11 points a game, gets his first 2. Chang down low into the post to Sorensen. Sorensen blocked from behind as the double team came. Back down low, Sorensen mismatch underneath, and he puts it in.
Oh, Sorensen, too much for the Big Blue to handle down there right now, and he knows it. Nobody really matches up with him size-wise on Millikin. Not many people do anyway, but especially today.
Tipped away by Erwin Henry out of the grasp of Leighton Lark. And now Jordan Cunningham will check in. A freshman from Danville who's 6'6", 300 pounds.
I was just about to say, I talk about nobody matches up size. There's your answer for them right now.
Cunningham has it in the post. Let's see what he has. Instead, he dishes off to Fisher, who gets every piece of the rim, but comes away without a bucket. 13-2, 12:45 to play in the opening half. The Cardinals dominating the first 7.5 minutes.
Capoletti already has 4 rebounds. Doing a good job on the glass, and that's just a careless turnover there for the Cardinals. Those are the ones you don't like.
Unforced, relatively unforced. Only one foul in this game, and it's called against Alex Sorensen on the defensive end. This game is whizzing by right now. Entered into the post. Going to work, Cunningham, as Sorensen gets the best of him.
Sorensen trying not to pick up that second foul. Great job on the defensive end there.
Pass picked off by Cunningham. Chang trying to find Capoletti, who is cutting back door. Too much congestion in the lane.
Those are the ones you think you can fit in there in just the last second. It's like a half a second. If you get there half a second earlier, it's a great pass.
Knocked away. Second steal of the night for Sorensen. And Anderson is fouled 60 feet away from the basket by Michael Charles II.
So far, the Cardinals got to be pretty impressed with themselves on the defensive end. Almost flawless. See Phipps and Chambers check in. We'll see how much of Koth you see today as well, as he's been playing pretty well as of late. Had a very good game against Wheaton.
Sorensen wanted the three, passes it up. Behind the back, Henry loses his dribble momentarily. Chambers in the corner, gets a screen from Phipps. Back to Henry, pulls the three, and rattles it home. That was with 6 seconds on the shot clock, just kind of heaving it up there to get the next best available shot, and he gets it to go.
Something you really haven't seen this year, North Central, that you probably expected a few games, and obviously Connor Raritan being out has something to do with that, and a big part of it, but they haven't really blown anybody out. And looks like, I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but this might be a statement they're trying to make right now that they can do that and they want to do that.
Well, the focal point right now must be to keep this intensity up. As the double team forces Sorensen to scramble.
Sorensen doing a good job of not trying to force it through that double team.
Henry, hot hand from outside, cannot connect there.
It's a good look there by Henry, though. Good open look, and he's made 2 threes already. Why not try another one? I like that pick and roll with Henry and Sorensen.
They're both dangerous, both inside and outside. To the rack and good. Leighton Lark. 16-4, 10:33 to play in the opening half. Thank you for tuning in tonight to this NCTV 17 production of Cardinal basketball. Sorensen to the hole. An easy layup for the big man as he's off to an impressive start.
Sorensen with 8 early, along with Erwin Henry, both with 8 points. Having their way with anything they want on the offensive end.
Those two guys are going to have to carry you offensively, with Connor Raritan still waiting to come back from that injury of his on his hand. They're hoping soon.
I would say sometime, hopefully next week, one of the 2 games, Wednesday or Saturday, would be your hopeful return for Connor.
In the meantime, you're just trying to find ways to win games.
And I mean, if you win this one and get away one, or on Saturday, you already beat Wheaton on the road, you get them at home now. If you can win those 2, you're right back in the conference picture, back to 500, and Connor Raritan looming.
If that's the case, the Cardinals go back to their 3-headed monster. And that's on both ends, because Sorensen and Raritan in particular have that ability to play on both ends at a high level. And Erwin Henry certainly has shown flashes of being that guy who can step in the passing lane and anticipate being able to swipe some steals. Another foul drawn by Henry on the floor. That's the 2nd straight. A 4th team foul on Millikin.
Now the fouls are picking up a little bit. Had no fouls for the first 8 minutes.
Now, you know, this game goes so fast, you start getting tired legs, you start to lag, and then those hand check fouls come into play.
That's when you reach.
Chambers, corner, Phipps, drives baseline. Strong off the glass, but a foul called on Corbin Farmer.
Cardinals still locking down on the defensive end right now. 4 points in over 10 minutes is something the coaching staff has to love.
You mentioned the fact that they haven't blown anybody out this year. And that is very true. And you almost wonder if the mentality moving forward with this 18-4 lead is, do not let off the gas. You have to keep it up on both ends of the floor at all time. Treat this game as if it's still 0-0.
Yeah, I'd say their biggest win of the year was against Alma College, the 2nd game of the year, and they were ranked at the time. So it's not like you were playing a bad team and beat them by 19. So that was a big win, and their biggest win of the year, or biggest point win of the year, I guess. You know what I'm trying to say.
Largest margin of victory.
Yeah, there we go, margin of victory. Point differential. I was looking for something.
Up top, Millikin still with only 2 baskets tonight. Forced 3-pointer off the rim. Jack Bronick just checked in moments ago. He brings in the rebound. Anderson off to the races, hands off Capoletti, drives, and finds Anderson on the near side wing. Anderson spins into the lane, up and under move, no good. He gets his own rebound on the baseline, throws it out, and Phipps able to control.
Good hustle play there by Anderson. Missed that little post move. He tried to do it in there and still got the rebound.
Anderson, a little hesitation outside Capoletti. Back outside, Anderson, step back for three. Yes!
North Central really starting to pull away in this one. You just want to run away and hide. You don't want to let Millikin creep back in right now, and Millikin's going to try to figure out whatever they can possibly do on the offensive end because nothing's working.
Big lead for the Cardinals early, 8:35 to play in the first half. And what an impressive effort this has already been. The ability to stay down on the floor and not foul your opponent and compound whatever mistakes that may be happening on the defensive end. And right now there are almost none. It seems like defensively they have put the clamps completely down.
And I think something that is on the defensive end that's probably been different with this team is you had 4 returning starters to this season, but injuries has changed this a little bit. You got guys playing that haven't played as much in the past, and with Capoletti, Chambers coming in, the guys just having to get used to the defensive end, and they're obviously getting better every game. And Capoletti has shown in this one he's done a great job on the defensive end. So it just comes with more playing time, more experience, more maturity, and they're doing a great job so far in this one. And you want to start playing your best basketball towards the end of the year. Maybe this is a start right now.
Imagine if this team can gel, and then all of a sudden you get the boost from a guy that was getting recognition before the season even began, who was in contention for National Player of the Year in that conversation. That's the caliber of player that Connor Raridan is. And you bring him to the table, and suddenly you're a formidable group, and you only have 4 or 5 games left in conference, poised to take it.
Be a dark horse coming in, and you're one of the top teams coming out of the country, or the preseason coming out of the country with the roster that you have. So, like you said, if you can pull out a win here if you're North Central, and then concentrate on Saturday, then you can talk about Connor Raridan. But you got to take care of business here first.
He's got to get there. Bronick underneath, nice kick out. Chambers for 3. The freshman sharpshooter has shown stretches where he's a knockdown guy. He's also shown at times that he is in fact a freshman, but those are the growing pains that you go through, especially as a shooter, where confidence is such a big thing. As he gets the rebound, pushes it ahead to Anderson. And Anderson looks for space, gets the jumper, drains it.
Jagger Anderson 2 for 2 on jumpers so far in this one. He's so explosive with the ball. Guys are they sag so far off him because they know he can go right by him so easily. I don't know what.
I think an injury timeout. I don't know if there was a foul called. I think it was a hard screen where maybe knees collided.
That's what I was thinking, knee to knee.
Yeah, right in the thigh, I believe it is. And once that happens, that is cramp city. Been there. That's no fun. 17, make that 7-10 remaining first half. And as we have an injury timeout, we'll take a break on NCTV 17.
Into the game for the blue, number 11, Max Smarsky, number 52, Jordan Cunningham. Returning for the Cardinals, number 34, Erwin Henry, number 44, Max Sorensen.
Welcome back. That was Corbin Farmer, who seems to be either cramping up or some other leg ailment. Those are never pleasant. We certainly wish him the best as he takes a seat at the end of the Millikin bench, and we resume action here inside Gregory Arena. Under 7 minutes to play first half, the Cardinals with a commanding 24-6 lead. A step-through jumper is in and out, no good as the shot clock was winding down. Cunningham fights for the rebound. Sorensen forces a miss as he's showing the discipline on the defensive end to stay down and just contest the shot.
Sorensen doing a great job. Like you said, defensively, he's got 6 rebounds already, along with Erwin Henry with 6 rebounds, 3 of those offensive for him. and Capoletti with 4, so Cardinals dominating the glass.
Corner with Irwin Henry matched up against Cunningham, and that's a speed mismatch. Henry off the glass on the reverse is good.
The spin he put on that made that go back in, as it was a little, he overshot it a little bit, but the spin brought it back.
Pretty shot for the left-handed shooter.
That's very tough to do.
Simpson will take the jumper after wanting to pass off to Cunningham. And now the Cardinals, nice bounce pass ahead to Henry, 2 steps in a bucket.
Great pass there from Jagger Anderson to Henry. Henry now with 12 points, and he's on his way to a big game. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists already. That's 3 assists now for Jagger.
28-6, 5:30 to play, and a basket underneath for Simpson. Simpson, a sophomore from Springfield, and he was a rotational player last year when these two teams met. The Cardinals coming away with 2 victories last year. They also have a win over the Big Blue this season, looking for that series sweep. A couple of misses, but an offensive board as Sorensen fall away is good.
That's a tough shot there too, looking like Dirk Nowitzki.
Coming off the wrong foot, fading away, the nice touch.
North Central looks like a team that is mad about their previous loss, and that's good. You want them to come out angry like this and really try to make a statement.
Well, right now the statement is, let's go out and get a big win. That one touched the end line, out of bounds, last touch by Millikin.
You can see Jay Harrison kind of shrugging his shoulders like, we had it anyway, I'll take my steal, but okay.
Chang will come back in as Millikin continues to search for answers, frankly, on both ends, as the Cardinals are scoring it basically at will. Irwin Henry has been absolutely fantastic.
Offensively and defensively, just been dominant.
Sorensen cues up a 3, but the offensive rebound pulled down by Chang. A drive, and it'll be nullified as Sorensen was fouled on his way to the basket.
In the NBA, that would have been a little continuation rule. Unfortunately, not here.
Far side Chang, 3. In and out, no good. The follow-up, no good either from Sorensen, who came whisking in there. Man, intensity-wise, how many offensive rebounds at this point do the Cardinals have? It looks like about 9. Maybe even 11
now.
10.
Up to 10.
Shot off the mark as Capoletti pulls down the rebound.
Sorensen already almost has a double-double, 10 points, 9 rebounds.
That is impressive stuff right there. Henry near side. Down low Sorensen. Double team comes immediately as he flings up a shot, and a foul called, an offensive foul on Matt Capoletti. And Alex Sorensen was searching for a foul.
Looks like it's going to go against Sorensen.
Oh.
It's going to be his second.
And he'll get pulled to the bench. Jack Bronick out in his place.
That'll probably be it for the half. And I don't think that's a problem for the half right now with the lead you have. It's not going to kill you. And Bronick has done a good job off the bench so far this season. You've seen him especially defensively.
3:30 to play. Wide open 3. Dead end on the rim as Bronick picks it off the hardwood. And it just continues to go against Millikin as Lark had a wide open shot. Wide open and couldn't connect. Bronick, the intended target, gets it from his backside outside to Henry. He'll drive into the lane, scoops, cannot score. Impressive stuff from Bronick. Shot from Fisher, no, but a foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
I think something that North Central, that if you've paid attention to a lot of their games this year, they've ran into some teams that have been on fire offensively. It's not only just bad defense for North Central. Sometimes these teams are hitting some really tough contested shots against them, and they're due for a game where a team can't hit anything. And it looks like the first half of this one, at least, Millikin has struggled offensively in that way.
If I'm not mistaken, Fisher is their leading scorer with 3 points. And in fact, that is the case. Make that 4. Yeah, that tells you just about everything you need to know to this point.
Millikin's got 4 field goals in 17 minutes of action. And we've seen these teams play contested or a close contested game, and that was with Connor Raridan.
Down low, Bronick, the ball pinballs around. Bronick dives for it. A whistle and a foul on Bronick, I believe.
Not sure if I couldn't really tell if he called a foul or just out of bounds. We'll check the scoreboard, but I don't see any foul going up there.
You are correct. It looks like Millikin is trying to lobby for a foul.
I think he was saying that he touched the ball and he was laying on the baseline. Probably could have called one, but nothing.
A lot of back screens going on right now for Millikin. Simpson working the baseline, now has the ball up top, gives off to Cunningham. Fisher trying to clear space, follow-away jumper, strong. 2:15 to play, first half. Anderson has been creative in the first half. He goes to work into the lane, left-handed shot.
It's like a bolt of lightning just going right by you.
If you don't switch in time, you're toast.
And I was gonna say, if you're gonna get a switch onto him, see ya. It's hard enough for the point guards to stay with him, let alone the big guys.
Another jumper from outside. This time the shooter's touch allows it to drop.
And the 6-7 years you've seen this team play, have you seen anybody quicker than Jagger Anderson?
No. Offensive foul on Bronick. That's an easy answer. There's been a lot of very explosive players. And you think of the little guards like Kevin Gillespie, comes to mind immediately for me. But nobody
Brandon Williams was quick, but not Jagger Anderson quick.
No. Well, here's the thing. Brandon Williams was really fast.
Yes.
But Jagger Anderson seems to bounce more like a running back.
And that first step, it's the first step quickness that is just incredible that I notice.
And a foul called underneath. That's on Jack Klossel, who just checked in moments earlier. And will result. Oh, I thought this was going to. Nope, take that back. It'll be on the baseline. Quick shot. Well off the mark. Anderson, look at this. Hands off Henry. Faced up by Simpson. Now the Cardinals will reset at the top.
Jagger Anderson looks like he's just kind of, he knows he can go by him any time, but he's looking for an angle to go at.
Capoletti comes screaming to the top of the key. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Down low, Henry. 2 seconds. Henry, follow-away shot. No. Cunningham boards up. 42 seconds remaining. About 14 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock.
Cardinals get a stop, and maybe a if not even a score, if not a score, you go 20-point lead, huge going into the half.
Cunningham misses. Nice job by Klossel against the 300-pounder.
What's interesting is North Central 32 points in half. That's pretty average. Their defense has been just incredible.
The hold for the final shot of this first 20 minutes. Anderson from 3. No, and that'll do it for the first half of play. The Cardinals come out and utterly dominate the visitors in the Big Blue tonight, 32-12, the halftime score here inside Gregory Arena. We'll pause for a 15-minute break. When we come back, second half action from North Central College on NCTV 17. North Central leads Millikin 32-12 as we exit halftime. And to the second half we go. Best way to describe that first 20 minutes, pedal to the metal and never looking back. North Central with a 20-point lead, in big part to Erwin Henry and Alex Sorensen, who combined for 22 points and 15 rebounds. Sorensen aggressively to the hole, gets the Cardinals off on the right foot again here in the second half as well.
Sorensen with 12 points now. Cardinals defensively in that first half were incredible, I guess you could say. 18% was Millikin from the field. And North Central just forcing a lot of tough shots, good ball pressure, and just contesting everything.
Cunningham moving Sorensen out of the way.
They're going to probably go right at Sorensen with those 2 fouls, try to get him to pick up that third early in this second half.
That's Cunningham's first field goal on 4 attempts. Sorensen trying to establish position in the post. Gets pushed out to 15 feet, takes that jumper. Bouncing around, and it's controlled by Capoletti, who's left wide open in the front of the lane. Gets his own offensive rebound, goes up, no good. Cunningham, the rebound.
Those little 10-footers are the toughest shots out there.
You feel like you're surrounded by defenders when you're right in the middle of the lane like that.
He took the right shot. He was right there.
Fall-away jumper, Cunningham the rebound again. Put back, no. Secondary effort, no good either.
You see a little more sense of urgency out of Millikin right now to come out in the second half.
Sorensen stutter steps, trying to get past Cunningham. Nimble feet for a 300-pounder. Double team comes, and Sorensen tied up. A nice job by Tyler Pygon on jumping in there with the double team.
Well, you can see the adjustment Millikin's making already as Cunningham's going to probably get more minutes in the second half trying to contain Sorensen. It's not very easy to back him down.
It's not very easy to move Cunningham at all. Minute and a half gone by. Both teams swapping field goals to this point. Cunningham underneath, and the pass wayward, and hold on, there's a disagreement.
It looked like it was off Cunningham.
Looked like it might have been redirected off a Cardinal hand. And I take that back. Cardinal basketball, 20-point lead.
You'd like to see the Cardinals try to extend this lead as much as possible and get these guys some rest for Saturday, because they got another big one at Wheaton. I'm not saying this one's over, but you don't want to let Millikin try to creep back into this game. You want to just keep pushing and keep extending your lead, not trade baskets. Well, you could trade baskets, that'd be fine, but you want to try to get this over with as quickly as possible.
Keep that momentum going towards Saturday, which will be a big, big affair. It'll be a doubleheader as well right here on NCTV 17. Both the men and women play as Simpson gets the finger roll to go.
And Wheaton for the women have creeped back into the top 25 as they are back to number 25.
Speaking of back to the top 25, how about Augustana for the men's side? They join North Park in the top 25 rankings according to D3Hoops.com as Sorensen gets it knocked away from him. 36-16, 17 minutes to play, and a nice job in transition. A one-man wrecking crew is Chase Smith.
North Central takes a timeout here. This is what you don't want to see. You don't want to see Millikin get confidence and get going on the offensive end, because pretty much nothing fell in that first half. It took them about, 7-8 minutes to score in that first half, and they already have 6 points here in almost the first 3 minutes, so they're feeling a little bit better about themselves. And if you're North Central, you don't want that to creep into this one and let them get their confidence.
Seems like you said this perfectly a minute ago, a different sense of urgency in the last 3 minutes, especially the emphasis on trying to go down low to Cunningham and establish some sort of post game.
And Cunningham on the defensive end is just as big as on the offensive end, because Sorensen, right in the first half at least, he was so used to getting whatever he wanted inside and be able to back down whoever. You can't move Cunningham. And you see Cunningham checks out now, but you'll see if they go right back to Sorensen. But I would assume every time Sorensen touches it without Cunningham in there, it will be a double team.
Levi Bailey checks in, a junior from Avon, Indiana. His first game action tonight, as Corbin Farmer left in the first half with an injured leg. Cunningham has now taken his spot in the lineup as Sorensen blocked underneath a combination of both Bader and Bailey, as Bailey misses a wide open three.
That's a double-double now for Sorensen. That's his 10th rebound. How about Capoletti? 0 points, 10 rebounds.
That's not something you see every day.
Struggle from the field, but helping other ways, defensively and rebounding.
Anderson raises and shoots, in and out. Couldn't find any space offensively.
This is a big moment in the game for Millikin. You can get this under 15 in the next couple of minutes, then you can talk about a comeback.
On the baseline, Sorensen just throws a hand up there, and it's a tie ball. Jump ball belongs to the Cardinals.
North Central didn't, or excuse me, North Central. Alex Sorensen didn't even jump, really. Just kind of put his hand on top of the ball. Being 6'8", you can do that.
Being 5'8", you can't. I can attest to that.
Depends who you're playing against.
Aiden Chang, far side corner. Capoletti wide open on the wing. Knocks it down.
You see North Central run that play a lot. It works. They seem to always get a good look off of it. It's the flare to Chang to the corner, then Sorensen comes around that screen, flashing to the basket, and if they help on that, whoever set that screen pops out. And it just usually works. Sorensen usually open or Chang, but on that one, it was a third option.
Jumper coming the other way is good from Bader. Back to a 19-point game outside Henry. A lot of ball movement. Yep.
Right on cue there.
Henry alone from the same spot Capoletti was a moment ago. A much different result, however, as Henry just off the mark, and he gets some motivation from the coaching staff that says, hey, shoot that basketball. That's your shot.
I think they're happy just the ball movement, getting that wide open shot. That's what you want to see. Chang made a good decision there, as he could have thrown it to Sorensen, maybe forced it to him on the roll, but they helped out and found Henry wide open.
That's a shot he usually, maybe not knocks down, but at least it's a good look.
Yeah, he's 2 for 4 from 3 in this one, so obviously he can shoot the 3.
Shot from Simpson rolls out. Again, a cover on the basket seemingly for Millikin in this game tonight.
Erwin Henry picks up his 7th rebound of the game. He's on his way to a double-double as well. If Capoletti can find 10 points, you can get 3 guys with double-doubles.
He's got 7 more to go. Anderson to the hole, keeps his pivot foot outside Sorensen. 10 on the shot clock as it goes out to Anderson. Shot fake and a drive. Nice crossover, spins into the lane, off the glass, and good.
He is so crafty inside. He has something to say to one of the fans who was talking to him on the sideline.
Wow, that was something else. That was as if he took every weapon in his arsenal and threw it at the kitchen sink. Out of the reach of Cunningham, and last touched by Anderson on the baseline, who anticipated that feed down low.
Sorensen helps him up. Anderson so quick in there to try to come up with that steal. It's you blink and he's right there.
Fisher, jumper in the lane, is good. Fisher's been a lone bright spot for Millikin tonight in the way he shot the basketball with some confidence.
You can see why he's their leading scorer. He's really aggressive when he has the ball. He's always looking to score and does a good job of creating his own shot.
Flash to the basket. Sorensen underneath, working hard.
Everybody
draws a
jumping.
foul. Everybody but Sorensen, yeah.
3 guys jumping him there.
So Sorensen to the line. And this is an area that I'm sure Alex would tell you that he wants to get better at. 65%. He's a much better shooter than that would indicate. Free throw shooting is such a tricky thing. There's almost more of a psychological aspect to it as much as it is physical.
Yeah, I would say it's usually almost always mental, and then fatigue always comes into play towards the second half as well. But you see these guys at all levels. You can go in practice and make 30 in a row.
But when you get in the charity stripe during the game, it's a whole different story. Nice pull-up right there from the freshman again. Fisher knocks it through, and it's an 18-point game.
Right now, Cardinals trading baskets pretty much right now with Millikin. Is a 20-point game at half, 18 now.
Anderson cuts to the basket, high off the glass, almost got it to roll in. That would have been impressive.
Floating through the air there was Jagger.
Down low, Cunningham hasn't had the rock in his hands in a while. So he's able to get the touch in the basket.
Millikin already has more points in this half than they did in the first.
16-point game.
All of a sudden, you got a basketball game here. If Millikin gets a stopping a score here, I think you would probably see a timeout from the North Central end.
Down low, Sorensen, double team comes. He passes out of it. Anderson wide open. Cross-court pass, Henry. Baseline jumper, no, but a foul.
It's a tough foul for Millikin. Has played a pretty good defensive possession there, and just a little tap on the elbow is going to send Erwin Henry to the line.
I don't think Michael Charles II thought that Erwin Henry was going to pull up with that shot. And all of a sudden he raised and he was left with his hand stuck in the air.
He was right in his grill. Like you said, I don't think he expected him to just kind of go up with that. And Erwin Henry, when he shoots, he really elevates on his jump shot too, so that helps him. He's 76% from the line, so a good free throw shooter.
One thing I've noticed with Erwin is it seems like every single season, the rotation on his shot gets more and more. You know, he threw that ball off the glass earlier in the game where he seemingly overshot it and it somehow came back like a golf shot. That's like most of his shots. He's got a lot of rotation.
He's just really improved year in and year out here at North Central.
Bader with the hoop. Make that Bailey with the basket. These two teams are swapping buckets right now, and I can't imagine that's what the Cardinals would like to see.
It's tough to say after the first half, and Millikin's really getting whatever they want right now on the offensive end. But that's basketball. They're going to start getting going offensively. You're not going to hold them to 20 points in a game.
Chang fouled away from the basket. That's the third team foul on Millikin in the half. Cardinals still without a foul. 11:54.
So 8 minutes without a foul. That's pretty impressive.
Almost went, well, aside from that Alex Sorensen ticky-tack foul on maybe the 4 or 5 minute mark in the first half, they did the same thing in the first half as well.
Playing good defense without fouling is not tough to do, especially with the new hand-checking rules and just, I guess, defensive rules in general.
Phipps has it bounce off his chest and out of play.
And a Millikin fan across the North Central bench wreaking some havoc over there. He was right in the face of Phipps.
Those are always fun. A little distracting, but fun.
Erwin Henry didn't get much time out as he comes right back to the scorer's table.
What a water break. Awkward looking shot is no good, and it's in and out of the hands of Sorensen and out of play. So Erwin Henry checks back in. Phipps will remain in the game. Capoletti will instead check out.
Capoletti leaves with 10 rebounds. Sorensen leads with 11, and he has 15 points to go with that.
Bailey nearly stripped as Phipps whizzed by him. Smith into the lane. Gets a roll.
He's yelling at the referee and one. And right now, 14-point game. North Central really needs to lock. I mean, you got to score offensively, obviously, but really needs to start locking down defensively as Millikin's really getting to the basket at any time they want.
Phipps shoots it down low. Anderson trying to get it, and it's a foul on Millikin. And the foul will go against Smith in the mad scramble for possession on the floor. So that's the fourth team foul, and a good hustle play for Anderson to cover it up.
You don't see many fouls called on those. It's usually just a jump ball. Kind of let them battle it out.
Chang for three, and that's a big one.
And Chang gets one to go. He was 0 for 2 from 3 before that. Gets his first 3 to go. And you'll see Tommy Koth getting ready to check back in, or check in for the first time, excuse me.
Down low, Bailey goes up against Anderson, a mismatch in size, but that's why Sorensen's there, but a foul called. And it belongs to Anderson which I believe is his first. Make that his second.
I thought they were going to call that on Sorensen. I was going to say, that looked like a lot of ball.
You know, you think about a play like that, and the foul occurs on the body by Anderson, not up top. If Sorensen wasn't there for the help, that shot goes up, and you never know if it's going to go in. So, you know, it's not a play that gets recognized in the stat sheet. That's not a block per se.
Do you think it should be one?
No.
I've always thought about that. And I'm not saying it should be, but I've also heard people say stuff where somebody throws a great pass and then the guy gets fouled at the basket, could give him an assist if he makes both free throws.
I agree with that.
You think so?
I think there should be half assist or a full assist for free throws. I truly do.
Could
because,
you imagine?
I mean, imagine how many assists a guy like Steve Nash or Chris Paul would rack up if the guys that he feeds off to get fouled and go to the free throw line.
I mean, Chris Paul, especially with DeAndre Jordan down there, guys just grab him.
Please.
So do you think it'd be a half if you make one free throw and a full if they make both? Would that be your solution?
I think it'd be messy with a three-point shot.
That's true.
Would he get an assist and a half? Anderson trying to push up the follow-up. Sorensen will, and draws the foul, and will go to the free throw line to try and convert a three-point play.
That's Alex Sorensen's fourth offensive rebound.
Oof.
And Henry's got 3 offensive rebounds, and also Cappelletti 3 offensive rebounds. Even Anderson with 2 offensive rebounds. The Cardinals just crashing the offensive glass. Cardinals really not shooting that great from the field. It's really the offensive rebounding that's been a lot of their offense. From the field so far, in this one, just over 42%.
Meanwhile, Millikin has surged in the second half, in which they shot 18 in the first. They're up to 32 for the game. Only missed 7 shots here in the second.
A good response here by the Cardinals. Got to a 14-point game now. Chance to get back to 20 after the steal here.
Turnover into the hands of Henry. He's whacked on the play. Turnover. Millikin with a 2-on-1 advantage. Blocked by Aiden Chang. Smith went up. Chang said no, and a foul on Erwin Henry as Jack Simpson hits the deck.
I think you're going to see Cappelletti check in for Henry here. As Henry looks like he got hit pretty hard on the other end, and then he just kind of shoved the guy down in a frustration foul on this end. He did look like he got hit pretty hard on the other end, though.
I'm going to agree with you on that one. Down low, Cunningham up against Sorensen, fighting through some hands that were plucking away in there. And a miscommunication as to who is the point guard. You got 3 guys that can handle the ball right now, but it looks like Chang will be taking the 1 duties. He'll also be taking the shooting duties. No good there.
I know I'm getting way ahead of myself, but I'm just thinking about it. If no transfers or freshmen come in next year with Anderson leaving, if Chang will be that 1 next year for them, or who they will make the 1. I know I'm getting ahead of myself. I was just thinking about it when you said that.
It's a position that has notoriously been an upperclassman. But there have been some guys in the past who've had success doing it. Sorensen, no good, as Koth gets spun around underneath by Simpson. And the foul called as Simpson, he doesn't appear too pleased with that whistle.
Koth is what I would call a ball hawk. Kind of seems to be wherever the ball is at all times. Already into the bonus now, and that'll send Koth to the line. Tommy Koth.
Not Matt Koth.
Matt Koth is in attendance, though.
I haven't made that mistake tonight once.
Let's not jinx it.
Partially because I've refused to say the first name. Good on the front end. So 8:34 to play second half. 50-31 the score. Cardinals have been seesawing back and forth in the second half with Millikin, as we're back to a 20-point lead and right back to where we were at the half.
I think they did a really good job of responding, because Millikin looked like they were trying to make their run, got it to 14 there, and North Central could have kind of let Millikin's energy take over, but Central responds with in a great way and gets it back to 20, like you said.
Cunningham baseline, passes out of it. Smith, an open 3, in and out, no good. The long rebound taken in by Koth. He'll slow it down. Gives off Chambers, back to Koth, and a little give and go.
Good left-handed finish as well from Koth. He comes in, immediate spark, 4 points.
That's just a great basketball play. Nothing set, nothing easy, just fundamental basketball.
North Central, you'd like to see them kind of extend this a little bit, get their guys out for the last 5 minutes, give them a little rest, and hopefully they can start looking ahead to Wheaton. And I'm excited to see that Wheaton game, especially after their last double overtime finish they had.
Hey, Wheaton's a good young team.
You won't see them probably in any postseason play this year, but in the next couple of years, you can watch out for them.
Right back to being the Wheaton of old. Chang with the basketball, high post to Sorensen. Back to Chang.
Here's that play that they run so often, and it really does work almost always.
Sorensen streaking to the basket, drew a lot of contact, but no whistle. As Jack Bronick will lift off the bench, and I take that back, it'll be Jack Klossel.
When you got two Jacks of both play the center position, when you hear Jack, you're both gonna run.
Jumper, still in and out, no good. Boy, they need that hoop to be about an inch bigger in diameter. 6:55 to play, second half. Cardinals lead by 22 over the Millikin Big Blue. Capoletti strong to the basket. 55-31. Capoletti closing in on his double-double.
I was going to say he's going to make his push for his double-double, as he's got 13 rebounds now to go with 5 points.
12 rebounds for Sorensen to accompany 17 points. 14 points for Erwin Henry and 8 rebounds for the small forward.
That's 14 rebounds for Capoletti, as he also had a double-digit rebound game against Wheaton. Does a great job of really just attacking the glass on both ends.
Sorensen spins around into the lane, up and under. Wow.
Big game from Sorensen, now 19 and 12.
Timeout taken. Millikin wants to mull it over, down by 26 points. My, oh my. Cardinals looked just for a brief moment at the start of the second half like there might be some wiggle room for Millikin to get back into the game, but they closed that door fast.
Yeah, North Central really responded well. 14-point game. It didn't seem like it was that too long ago, and like we said, Millikin came out with a different sense of urgency, playing better offensively in this half, and then just North Central kind of put the clamps down, and looks like they're going to run away with this one.
57-31.
North Central, like we've said, kind of rared in, hopefully to come back next week. Is if you kind of do the math for a broken hand, he's right around the time where he might be coming back, and if you can get a win on Saturday, you're right back in the picture for making that conference tournament. And with a healthy team, they are arguably the best team in the conference.
Yeah, they could arguably beat anybody in the conference, let alone the country at full strength. Speaking of trying to make it into the end of season tourney, how about the women's team, which is on the road tonight in Kenosha, Wisconsin, taking on Carthage and trailing right now with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. That score 55-51.
That's a must-win game for the women there, as they have Wheaton coming up next. They're trying to battle for that 4th spot too, so Cardinals going to have to come away with a win up in Kenosha.
Anderson back into the game. Chambers stutter steps, takes the 3 and knocks it through, but it is a 2-pointer. Foot was on the line. Still good to see one go in though. First bucket for the freshman.
It's nice to see Koth too. Didn't play at all in the first half, comes in the second half, and he's given really good minutes in the brief time he's been out there.
Klossel trying to help on the defensive end, draws the foul. 5:19 to play, second half.
When we talk about the injuries and this North Central team being one of the better teams, if not the best team in the conference, healthy, the best part about them is they're not a senior-heavy team. And Connor Raridan, obviously not happy with missing all the games he's missed, but coming back next year too. I'm not saying this year's over, but come back next year, you're only losing Jagger Anderson, who's a big piece, but you're only losing one.
Continuity is such a big component in success at the collegiate level, especially at Division III, where you don't have this stockpile of talent that's waiting on scholarship. Klossel in the post, double team comes, passes out of it beautifully. Capoletti, high arcing three is off the mark. Klossel there to pluck it away.
Koth was up there to in on that rebound too and knock it away. Capoletti trying to work for that double-double maybe.
Tipped up in the air, Klossel has it knocked away. Bailey trying to race out in front, and last touched by who? And it's off of Millikin.
Henry checking back in. That might do it for Capoletti, as he's got 14 rebounds.
That's a hustle game right there.
That's when the coach is looking at the box score after, and they're very happy to see that big number.
Anderson gets a screen from Koth, comes all the way around, then goes back to Koth on the near side. Little bounce into the lane, stripped and out of bounds with 9 seconds on the shot clock. 4:11 to play, second half, 24-point lead. So the Cardinals have Wheaton coming up on Saturday. And then after that, as we've crossed the midway point in conference play, they host Carroll at home, and surprise, surprise, Carroll is amongst the top 3 teams in conference right now. 2 on the shot clock. Klossel will throw it up into the crux of the rim, no good.
So all of a sudden, that Carroll game's a huge game, as, like you said, yeah, obviously Wheaton's going to be a tough one too, but after that Carroll game, 1 home game left, and that's senior night for North Central. So the season's going by fast. They finished 4 out of 5 on the road, and those 4 are not going to be easy games on the road. Nothing is easy in the CCIW, but all tough teams. They got North Park and Augustana, who are, like we mentioned earlier, the 2 ranked teams in the conference right now, and then Carthage, who they already lost to at home, and then finish at Wesleyan.
Some tough tests await, but a healthy Connor Raridan will be like a cheat code in the back pocket. No good. Erwin Henry pulls it in. You know, the Cardinals, Erwin Henry told me this a few weeks ago, their goal defensively is to hold opponents under 60 points. I think they would achieve it by holding Millikin under 40.
And we talked about that blowout win that they have really not had and probably needed. This is it. This is running away with the game, not having to play your starters in stressful minutes at the end of the game, getting some of the other guys some experience out there. And you can safely say that they have won this game against Millikin here, and now you can look ahead to Wheaton. And just kind of looking at the standings, anything can really happen. It is Augustana, who lost almost their entire starting 5 from last year, still somehow at the top of the conference at 7-1 in conference play. But North Park, who North Central played very closely without Connor Raridan, you're gonna get another look at them. Carroll, Illinois Wesleyan, Carthage, you can get to look at everybody again. As Millikin this is the first of the second meetings in the conference, and you're going to get to go around again with Raridan, so that's a big difference.
You just hope that everything gels and falls into place as the starters are officially out of this game. On the floor right now is Phipps, Chambers, Klossel, and they're joined by Danny Thomas. Is this a block but a foul? And then also in there right now is checking in for the first time Clint Kohler, the 6'1" freshman from Dunlap, Illinois. So his first action tonight along with Thomas. 2:49 to go. And a trip to the free throw line results in points for Brock Snarski. Knocks down a pair. So the starters' night's over, obviously, with under 3 minutes to play and a nice cushy lead. But these are meaningful minutes for guys who are playing in the JV game and trying to prove they belong at or on the big stage.
And I think it's just nice to see a win like this too against a team that Millikin, yeah, they're in the bottom of the conference right now, and they're going to move to 1-8. But Millikin almost beat North Central at Millikin, so this isn't a team that you've blown out twice.
Outside, nice pass, but no shot. A drive and a shot off the glass is no good, but a foul. 2:14 to play. That's the 5th foul on the Cardinals. Story of late has been obviously the skid. 5 of 6 that they've lost. And it's easy to say this team is not performing up to the level that they can, but you have to consider Jagger Anderson has sat some of the last few games. Connor Raridan's been out since mid-December. And on top of that, obviously over the course of a basketball season, guys are going to be dinged up here and there as well. So yes, obviously the losses sting, but this team is far from being down and out.
Like we said, Saturday, you could win Saturday. It gets very interesting. Very, very interesting, because you don't know exactly when Connor Raridan's going to be in there, but it's going to be soon. And North Central is one of the better teams in the conference with them.
There's another foul drawn.
There's a lot of in the CCIW where anything can happen to anybody, can beat anybody at any given time. So even when you're trailing, when you're 3-5 or now 4-5 in the conference, upsets can happen that can help you.
Certainly the Elmhurst victory over the Cardinals was an upset that I'm sure other teams around the conference were celebrating, maybe quietly to themselves. But those are the types of games that down the stretch occur to everybody.
You don't always beat who you think you're going to beat.
That's why you play the game. I know that's extremely cliche in the sports vernacular, but it really holds true. As Klossel takes a 3, no good. And here comes Millikin. And a foul from behind from Jaquan Phipps.
Doesn't look like North Central is going to hold him under 40, like you said, as Millikin going to have a shot at 40 here. But nonetheless, a great defensive effort, and still a good bounce back to the beginning of the second half that North Central was letting up. Seems like Millikin get whatever they wanted. They really clamped down for the next like 5 or 6 minutes to secure this one.
Tommy Koth back in for Phipps.
It's really nice to see this. This is something you really haven't seen from North Central, like we said. With the blowout win, just seeing the starters kind of relax at the end of the game, not having the stress about the last couple of minutes of a win or even a loss.
Thomas down low, Bronick had it knocked away. So let's take a journey across the stat sheet tonight, because the stats tell a pretty good story in favor of the Cardinals. 14 rebounds for Matt Capoletti, 11 on the defensive end. Erwin Henry with 9, Alex Sorensen with 12. If you want to point to one thing early, it's the defensive intensity, but also the ability to clean up the glass and do it in an efficient manner, and that's what the Cardinals did to race out to that lead.
They, offensively and defensively, it just seemed like Millikin didn't really have a chance down low, and Sorensen did a great job inside, and there was really nobody. He came in and he did a little bit to stop him, but North Central just seemed like they were too big, too aggressive inside. Cunningham helped out a little bit inside, and it was tough to move him, but even when he was in, it seemed like Capoletti, Henry, other guys were rebounding instead of Sorensen. Just really a team effort on the boards.
I was going to say there was an urgency, a collective urgency, to make sure you win those 50-50 balls that otherwise would turn into opportunities for the other team. And that one's lost off the end line, out of play. 7-second difference between game clock and shot clock. So the Cardinals will have to take one more heave before this game is up.
Saturday will be very interesting, because Wheaton and North Central in past years have not liked each other that much. It's been a very good rivalry. So we'll see what happens with these two teams come in after a double overtime affair.
The rivalry's been healthy. I think that's probably the best way to put it. There haven't been fights, but there have been moments of chippiness that are associated with any great rivalry, because for a while it was North Central and Wheaton battling back and forth for supremacy atop the CCIW in men's basketball. You throw in Illinois Wesleyan every once in a while, but for the most part, for a while, it was those two teams. So Saturday should be a lot of fun. Also a lot of fun tonight. The final 63-44. North Central steps onto the floor and blows out Millikin. The final score much closer than the game would otherwise tell you. The Cardinals put together a complete game tonight.
Offensively, I would say a pretty solid game for North Central, but defensively an outstanding game for them. Rebounding the basketball and just ball pressure, everything on the defensive end was what probably this coaching staff and this team was really looking for, and they put it all together.
Well, that'll do it for us here from Gregory Arena. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. Cardinals win over the Millikin Big Blue, 63-44. Our next telecast of North Central Athletics is Saturday. Wheaton comes to Naperville for a doubleheader. The women at 5, the men at 7. We hope you join us for that as well. Until then, for my cameraman and producer, Chris Picciolo, and our technician back in the studio, Rachel Glover, I'm Kevin Jackman alongside Eric Gruber. We'll see you Saturday on NCTV 17.